All right, Rippers. Good to see you. Glad you're back. Hey, want to talk a little bit today about suppressors and everything that's going on with suppressors. In case you haven't been following what's been going on, because there's been a lot going on, right? So it's kind of hard to keep up. You might miss something, but you don't want to miss this one. Right now, approval times for your Form 4. So when you get a suppressor, you have to get a $200 tax stamp with it, which gets you a special background check by the feds, and then they tell you if you can have one. Then you got to keep that stamp with you wherever you have that suppressor, etc., etc. It just gives you permission, or it gives them giving you permission for something you shouldn't need permission for in the first place, quite honestly. I mean, let's face it, suppressors are required in some hunting situations in Europe, and it's something that is absolutely used there over the counter, right? Because not only does it help save hearing protection of but the people around you hunting, but also keeps the noise down, right? So that if you're out hunting on a hunting reserve like they do over there in Europe or whatnot like that, you're not like sound like you're shooting away in some neighborhood or something like that, right? So there's a lot of reasons for it, and they haven't had an increase in use of firearms, violence with a suppressor, right? It doesn't make you an assassin. It isn't movie quiet. It is effectively quiet, but that's more to protect your ears than anything else, right? So that way, because the reason I have, what did my doctor tell me? My hearing doctor told me that when I got a hearing test done, I was losing some hearing in my left ear, and he goes, "What handed are you?" And I said, "I'm right-handed." And he goes, "Well," I said, "I'm both, but I shoot right-handed mainly." And he said, "Well, you do a lot of hunting?" I said, "Well, I do a lot of duck hunting." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Most hunters, especially duck hunters that do a high volume of shooting, will lose 50% of the hearing by the time they're 50 in the ear that faces forward. So if you're right-handed, it's your left ear, and if you're left-handed, it's your right ear." That's why hearing protection is so important. And I know it may seem funny when Colin Noir, or however you say his name, is selling those hearing protections that he has. It's actually not a bad idea. Those, I don't know if they call them passive hearing protection or whatnot, but the ones basically that enhance your hearing until something loud goes off and then it shuts off, those really work great for all kinds of reasons. For hunting, for even SHTF, because most modern electronic earmuffs work the same way, right? So those really are a good idea, and they're quick and handy to put in your ear. And I've done a video on those in the past, so check that out. And it's the Walker ones. It's not the one he sells, but there are options out there you can get that really do their job, right? But aside from that, we wouldn't need those as much if we could have suppressors as well, right? So, or it would just make it even more effective. So that being said, because when you shoot supersonic ammo through a suppressor, it's still pretty loud without hearing protection if it's supersonic. If it's subsonic ammo, which means slow, weaker ammo, so it doesn't make anything more dangerous, those are more quiet, but the other ones still have a sonic breaking the sound barrier crack to them, right? So that being said, but right now, because of the heat that I think Congress, if I'm right, is putting on the ATF for not doing what they should be, at least for American people, and getting out their approvals in a reasonable amount of time, they needed to get on it. And they're really doing that. And there's a couple things that proves. One, the fact that we're seeing approval times as little as while you wait, like literally, some people have gotten approvals while they wait. But for the most part, people are getting them anywhere from 1 to 7 days. Maybe some of them that if they have some things to look at or whatnot, or they want to take a closer look, might take a little longer. But a majority of them are going that quickly. And that shows that they could have done it all along. There was no excuse other than maybe a political one or an agenda one of why they aren't keeping up. And I think that because of that, Americans are really, it shows that they're taking advantage of that. They're like, at least I don't have to wait a year or more to get a suppressor, right? It's bad enough that I have to get it registered and be on a registry, which we're all on a registry of some sort, just so you know, but, or a list of some sort. But that being said, uh, you know, people are like, I just didn't like the idea of the weight, especially, right? So people are rushing out there and getting their suppressors. Now, the reason I'm talking to you guys about this is because that has created a supply and demand issue, right? The supply is gotten bought up and the demand is high. So that's going to do a couple things. One, that's going to put everything on back order or not available. That's what I'm running into. Thankfully, my guys at Black Flag Armory here locally were in Southern Oregon. I think they have a shop in Grants Pass and Medford. But they were able to get me nailed down and at least back ordered an Silencer Co. 46M for me, which is their modular 46 multi-caliber can. It's also multi-rifle rated. It can do Magnum rifles. It's like an all-in-one can, and all you do is change out the end pieces to put the caliber you happen to be shooting at the time to get the most suppression you can out of that can. You can also take the front section off to make it shorter. It's kind of what I recommend for people to do. If you want to go out there and get cans that are can do it for a because who can afford really these days to buy a can for every single rifle you have, right? You want to have some interchangeability in there and be able to, customize it per rifle that you use, but have one can that fits all with just some adapter pieces, right? So with the muzzle brake quick connects you can put on there, or different mounting systems, you can, and the different end caps, you can go from caliber to caliber, rifle to rifle. And the cool thing about the 36M and the 46M is that they can do Magnum calibers all the way up to like 338 Lapua, 458 Win Mag on the 46M, 338 Lapua on the 36M. So those are some high calibers. They're full auto rated. They're a strong, durable can, so they can be used on pistols all the way up to rifles, right? So get a can that covers the most you can, right? Don't get a can that limits you to, well, this is only pistol rated, or unless you're to the point where you're getting cans specifically for a certain firearm, try your first cans to be ones that work on a multitude of things, right? That being said, I'm a Silencer Co. fan. This one right here, this is the Silencer Co. 36M. I'll just give you a quick look at this guy right here. That's my tax stamp. But you can see it's pretty cool, right? See on there. There it is. So you can see it has a front section here that can be removed off of it to make it shorter. Well, you move the nose piece here so you can have a nice little short can for short applications or your pistols. You can put your Nielsen device in the back here for running on semi-automatics. You can also get direct thread. You can get, like I have on here, is the ASR mount that mounts to muzzle brakes that go on my rifle, so I can move it from rifle to rifle quickly. This is a great can. Now, the story with this can is, the reason it's here is I'm sending it back, and the reason I'm telling you this is their customer service has been absolutely amazing. Like wonderful, like the best. And because the story with this can is I've been waiting for it for months and months and months. And finally, it just so happens that I got approval on the range day that the place I bought it from holds out there. And so they got out there, they set it all up, showed me the ins and outs of it, put it on the rifle for me. I go up, take the first shot, and it has a baffle strike that sends it off the end of the barrel. And most of you might be like, well, Jesus, that sucks. After paying that much money, you have an incident like that happen after waiting for almost a year, and that really bites. But the guy, Don, at Silencer Co. really made me feel like, don't worry, we understand this. The reason that comes with a lifetime warranty on these things, we pride ourselves in taking good care of our customers. He actually explained to me how that kind of works. It's kind of a safety feature that's built into the firearm. Because there's some into the suppressor. There's some Herkin threads on that quick connect, right? And I'm like, how on earth did that blow off the end of the barrel? But those threads are at just the right pitch and just the right strength. And the locking system on it being used of a different metal that's a little softer it allows it that if it has a baffle strike, for it to power past the locking teeth and spin it off the barrel and go forward rather than come apart or blow up in your face. That's pretty smart. That in itself tells me the engineering they put behind these things isn't just like slapping together some stack of baffles and throwing it in a can, right? And hey, I'm not saying that there's some affordable companies out there that do that have great cans, but Silent Co. really has some engineering behind their products. And he told me, don't worry, we'll get you an RMA, we'll get it sent back up, we'll get it all repaired for you. If we can't repair it, we're going to go ahead and get you another can out with just the serial numbers on it. Same serial numbers. Take care of me. They really made me feel like, because I was bummed, man. First day ever, first shot ever, and that happens, right? And they said not to worry. They're having me send back the can, the muzzle brake device that was on it, and an explanation of what happened. And then they're going to take a look at it. And the way I understand it from people that I've read on their which is really important. Read your reviews. People say they get those things back to you like lickety split. Now, I'm not expecting that right now with the demand on the cans that are out there for getting them just produced to fill the demand. But I have no doubts that I'll get this back in plenty of time. It's not like I have to have it, and be able to get this out here and enjoy it and show you guys just how amazing this 36M, or it's the hybrid 36M, is, right? That being said, my boys at Black Flag Armory, they were able to back order me the 46M. So as soon as they get those back in stock, I'll be having one of those and probably getting one of those quick approvals, right? So that I can show you that one and go out and use it on things like, 458, right? That kind of stuff. 45 caliber. You can use it on a 45 ACP all the way up to a 458 Win Mag. It'll be a great can. Can't wait to get to use that one. And it's multi-uses as well. So, that being said, I want to share with you what I got for my first can, and what I would advise most people to get is a 22 can like this, right? Because the 22 is basically the best suppressed firearm. It's the most efficient. It's usually one of the quieter ones. You can use it from pistol to, because most pistols are direct thread on here. This one doesn't have a booster, doesn't seem to need it. And it can go from your pistol to your 22 rifle to your survival style rifle, etc., etc. This one right here I got in the early days of cans, and it's by a place called, I believe it was Tactical Innovations Incorporated, Boones Ferry, Idaho. I don't even know if they're around anymore. This one was called the Quest. This was the upgraded model that was out of stainless and titanium parts, or stainless or whatever. So it was more of a heavier duty cannon. As you can see, I've used it and abused it. And this thing is amazing. It's amazingly efficient, quiet. It works on everything I've put it on. I've put it on many different kinds of pistols, from Walther to this Taurus TX22 to the Walther PP20 or P22. I've put it on the Walther PPK 22. It works. My little survival rifles, it works good. Anything that's threaded works great on for 22 caliber. I have to check. I don't remember if this one does 22 Magnum, but I'm not going to have to worry about that, because one of the cans I'm looking for is the 22 Sparrow by Silent Co. Because it is rated from 17 HMR all the way up to all the 17 calibers, not the rimfire, not the centerfire one, but the 17 HMR, 22 Magnum, and the 5.7, right, by 28. So that's a can trying to get a hold of right now. I think he's got me one coming in that they already ordered. If so, we'll get that one taken care of, and I'll share it with you guys. And if not, he's going to back order one for me so that when it comes in, it's all set to go. Now, the very first can I got, and what I'd recommend for people too, this first one was the 22. The second can I got about the same time. Had to wait like a year for this before I could go pick it up. It was crazy. I think it was even over a year. It was the Osprey right here, made by Silencer Co. This is probably one of the best 45 cans on there. Now I think they make it so that you can make it shorter, but I got it back when it was one length, but I don't mind. This thing is rated to do everything it needs to. I believe it's even rifle rated. You can use it on 9mm if you want, and it works really well, but it's specifically a 45 caliber can, and it works just wonderful on this Glock. This is my Glock 21 Gen 4. This thing has suppressor height sights on it so I can see over the can. It works really good, like really good, okay? And I think you guys would enjoy this as a first can, but that 45M or 46M that's coming out, it will work just as well too. It will also do 45 caliber pistols. This is a great can. And it kind of looks cool being square like that, right? It's a unique design, but it's a big beast. Anyway, wanted to share that with you guys. And the reason I'm sharing all of this with you guys is because now is the time to take advantage of the can. It's also the time to get proactive and keep pushing and letting them know, why can't this just be over the counter, right? There's nothing special about these. They don't make you an assassin. It doesn't mean everybody's going to go out there and become, Jason Bourne or anything like that, right? And while we're at it, why not make things easier and do away with the whole pistol brace and the short-barreled rifles and the short-barreled shotguns and all of that? Because technology has gotten to the point where there's ways around all those kind of things, and they really aren't. If you really look into the facts out there, it really isn't. A short rifle caliber or shotgun isn't more dangerous in any way or any more concealable than a handgun is, and definitely isn't more dangerous or powerful than a full-length barrel rifle. Not to mention, we all know that bullpups are about the same size as a pistol with a pistol brace, and they got a full 16-inch barrel. They're not only concealable, but very powerful as well, comparatively speaking. So that being said, I think it's time we all kind of grow up a little bit and understand that, you know what, responsible gun owners especially, or all Americans especially, deserve to be able to have and possess these things without having to jump through all these hoops. I believe those were just money grabs. It's not as if crimes are being out there committed with these kind of things. And we need to get to the point where we just allow people to be people and understand that sometimes life is dangerous. Hence the reason why we all carry and protect ourselves, because we are our own first responders and the only person that's going to be there when it's happening. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the videos coming up. I also going to enjoy telling you just how awesome the customer service went with Silencer Co. Because I got my RMA response back, so I can send it back to them. And I'm looking forward to sharing it all with you guys. So until next time, be safe, be secure, always be aware of your surroundings, and be getting ready and prepared for anything that may come our way. Till next time, adios and aloha.